Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. I think we're finally good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to EGF. It is finally time for FIFA here on the channel. We have not had FIFA. We have not had many sports games on this channel, period. And, well, what a way to start things off. My name is Upmine, joined here by good old George Overton, essentially my twin overseas. You like to see it. And, of course, we have Fairfield University facing off against Xavier. And we are playing FIFA 20, although FIFA 21 was actually released just a couple of days ago. Oh. Okay. I didn't think that they could actually hear you, actually, so... It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. We're good now. George, it's just one of those days. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, welcome on in. My name is Upmind, joined here by George Overton. And, of course, we're starting things off here on EGF. Not in the best of ways possible, of course. The production is catching up. But FIFA is here on the channel. We have not had any sports games in really the recent history of EGF, other than potentially Rocket League, if you want to consider that. But, of course, we are getting into our first game of the day, which is Fairfield against Xavier. And I mean, heck, they're already going through the warm-up. We're going fast and furious. George, of course, you mentioned FIFA 21 released just today.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. It feels like this year from FIFA 21 has gone by in a flash. I guess you could say that you're a bit happy about that, because FIFA 20 obviously was a good game, but you know, we're ready for FIFA 21 to come along and break some records. You know, we're going to see some good football. But for this week,
Smith, the match has so much potential, and kickoff is just moments away. It's
Xavier,
Liverpool against Barcelona.
ready to get underway.
Yeah, thanks, Martin. They've got him behind here.
Looks like it's going to be an early. Coming across, good tackle.
This is the Liverpool side.
Now this is a good old classic matchup. If I'm not mistaken, we have Fairfield picking up the Liverpool side and Xavier picking up Barcelona. Yeah, this is just it's as relevant as you'll get for a matchup in FIFA 20. And oh, already a huge opportunity down the wing, and he chips it in, goes wide. That's the type of action that we're getting already, and we already have a pause.
Genie Wijnaldum, that lovely lofted ball played over the top. Genie, he was there, but he just couldn't put it away. Just went wide of the post. Just a little bit too much on it, maybe. Keeper was absolutely stranded. Fantastic start to the game for Liverpool.
Not too much wrong with the technique there.
Barcelona are going to have to come straight back. Xavier are going to have to come down the other end and look for another opportunity, but early stages of the game.
Made quite a splash when he originally came into English football with the Southampton.
No, absolutely, and we already have what is Spooky now on the ball, passing it back and forth between his teammate JPM. And again, this really the early game, because we purely haven't seen any league play from any of these teams, so I don't really know how accustomed they are to the 2v2 format. It is just going to be one of those things where throughout really the first half, we're going to get these players maybe pulling out a little bit more cheese, really just trying to get more comfortable here, George.
Yeah, definitely. So I think one thing I will say about FIFA 20, it's a lot faster paced. You will definitely have a lot more chances, just like that one. Great save, though, from ter Stegen. I think we'll see a lot more chances, a lot faster passages, things like that. And corner's not as good, but they're going to go for the near post. Ter Stegen comes out, collects it, and another chance recycled, though, for Liverpool. Real Spooky looking to put it in the box, but Jack does a good job, gets it away. Barcelona can now look to maybe create an attack of their own.
Rightfully so, and already collected back, though. It's going to be JPM and Spooky for Fairfield, taking it upfield, taking it nice and slow, using up Wijnaldum. Oh, no. Bobby Firmino, that's the stuff that you like to see. Here's the thing. Myself, as a fellow Brazilian, you know, seeing a couple of these players still playing up in what would be top class European soccer, and not only that, being some of the more used players in FIFA, it warms my heart. And still, no,
great save.
That's what you like to see again.
That is what you love to see. Fabinho, he's one of the Liverpool players that is very well renowned for a cheeky long shot. Wijnaldum gonna get bounced back, but cleared away once again by Barcelona, and Liverpool might be able to, but it's going to go on the break. It's going to be Sergio Roberto, not really who you want in this situation. He's fast, but he's not fast enough to get away from the defenders. Messi gets a chance. Robertson does well, just like when Liverpool and Barcelona met in real life. Robertson has Messi in his back pocket.
Oh, Penter already, and I mean, we're already going to get a yellow card. I'll say, of course, I haven't been in the FIFA scene all too much in the past year, 2 years, and honestly, cards weren't all that relevant, but hey, maybe the goals could be flying away too. Sadio Mane up front, but he does get blocked out.
Yeah, so one thing I will say again about FIFA 20, obviously pace for the attacker, the pace when they're on the ball is a lot slower. The defender can catch up much easily. That's why we saw Sergio Roberto catch up to Mane fairly easily. But Liverpool, obviously, they're having the majority of the chances so far. Fairfield and Xavier now going to look to come down the other end. Potentially Suarez on the ball. He's got an overlap out wide. It's Lionel Messi. Can he get the shot away? Gives it to Rakitic and saved into the back of the net, and that's going to be the first goal being pulled for Xavier Esports, and that is the 1-0 goal.
No, it was overall wonderful control, at least from Xavier to an extent, but Fairfield simply couldn't keep up with what was, you know, a little bit of that midfield to defensive transition. Again, we're going to be seeing that a lot from a couple of these teams, especially with the 2v2 format. Sometimes you just get lost in what would be that player switch, but already backing at it, Fairfield looking for the equalizer.
Yeah, that was a beautiful save from Stegen. Lovely skill from Bobby Firmino as well. A little bit of a shimmy, send the keeper the wrong way, send the defender the wrong way, sorry. And obviously with that Barcelona goal, it was beautiful stuff. Got a save, fingertips from Alisson, but it just wasn't enough to put it in the back of the net. And I'll be honest, so far Fairfield haven't really looked a better team, but on the counter-attack they've looked absolutely fantastic. Obviously bagging the 1-0 goal. And now Liverpool maybe with a counter-attack of their own with Mo Salah down this right-hand side. Bobby Firmino now. Just offside.
Right, and I mean, that's sort of the weird dynamic between these two, because again, like you mentioned, great counterattacks thus far from Xavier, but Fairfield, they've been taking up midfield with relative ease all the time of the attack. Whenever they get through towards the defense, though, things just seem to be slightly misplaced. You see the possession, it's already quite dandy for Fairfield, but absolutely totally controlled right outside the box, and oh boy, we already get ourselves a little bit of a free kick from Fairfield.
Trent Alexander-Arnold renowned for his free kicks, but not going to choose a shot there. Wijnaldum on the ball once again for Liverpool, and you know, we're going to see if he can potentially get it into the area. He's done the defender, whipped it in, back post. Nobody is home this time though, and Barcelona now gets to come down the other way. But like you were saying, Liverpool obviously, Fairfield have had the majority of the possession, played out wide for Suarez, maybe going to get another chance. It's very much end-to-end stuff here. Thought it might have been a foul. Not this time though, says the ref.
Not this time. A little bit of a tip-in, but it's all too fine. Robert Firmino passing it over to Salah, has a nice chip in. Sadio Mane, he is a little bit of a short boy, can't exactly get up to it, but still yet another opportunity for Fairfield up towards the box. They're starting to feel that momentum, a little bit of that pace, but they have yet to slot one in.
Yeah, Griezmann now coming down this left-hand side of the field. Big Virgil van Dijk with the header for Fairfield to keep it out. And now Liverpool look to come down the other end. Little chip over the top, ball for Mane to run onto. De Jong really doesn't do well enough. And to Stegen, Mane, he absolutely skies it though. I think that's a goal kick. Yeah, he just didn't get... Well, he got too much on the ball, I think it was. He just completely put his foot under it and sent it into the stands. But that was better from Fairfield. Nice ball over the top. Got the better of Mane's pace, and we'll see if they can keep building on that.
Rightfully so, but you already have a little bit of a back and forth. Back for Xavier once again. Pass towards midfield for Jack Vaughn. Baby back to... Oh, man, yet another shot. Again, wonderful passing play from Xavier on the front lines. And the kick away was actually blocked. Oh, this is starting to become shambles.
Yeah, this is starting to become very, very shambolic from Fairfield. They need to be very careful. Allison's dropping the ball. Oh, no, it's a short pass again. Here we go. Griezmann can't quite get the shot off, cleared away, but it's given back to Griezmann again. What's going on? Arthur on the ball, and finally the half-time whistle will be blown, and they're going to have a little talk to each other, the Fairfield players, as yeah, it's a bit shambolic going into the half-time break. 1-0 currently to Xavier, 1-0 to Barcelona. What do they need to change, Fairfield? There's obviously a lot not going right so far because they haven't really had too many chances.
Right, and you could also consider them a little bit lucky for not have taken more goals towards the very end of the first half. And overall, you need to feel as if, you know, this team, they're just not taking advantage of their chances. They've had so many attacks over towards the box and, you know, just simply not capitalizing on goal. We haven't seen, I think, more than one shot on goal thus far. We've seen 6 shots. We've seen multiple opportunities, multiple run-ups, and that's where I'm kind of saying where, you know, Fairfield, they do have a fairly competent midfield control, but over towards the defensive side, things are starting to becoming more and more shaky, which is not something that you expect from a team actually playing up with the Liverpool side, but it is what it is. Hopefully we could see a little bit more mental fortitude in a sense. I think that might just be an issue because, ladies and gentlemen, of course, we are playing up with the 2v2 format, and that can start to get a little bit shaky here and there in terms of just switching away from player to player. But, hey, let's see here. Yet another opportunity for Fairfield. This is going to be Robert Firmino fighting it up, but he gets overwhelmed by the 2v1.
Yeah, I mean, talking about Fairfield's defence once again, they are playing quite a high line. Especially when they're holding it up in the midfield, and it's kind of coming to haunt them with the pace of Barcelona coming behind. Griezmann whips it in, headed behind by Joe Gomez, and he does a good job. But both of these teams have a lot of pace in the defence, so they can play that high line, but it's very, very dangerous. Corner cleared away by Allison, and yeah, I don't know, Fairfield, they're going to have to change a few things. Maybe go into the custom tactics and have a think. That's a fantastic pass for Luis Suarez. Virgil van Dijk will come in with the stand and tackle, however, and take the ball away. Coming straight down the other end with Bobby Firmino. Plays that ball over the top for Jorginho Wijnaldum. Not got a ton of pace, and he's going to be taken away from the ball by Lenglet in the end. And you know, this game so far has been very end-to-end, I think it's safe to say.
Oh, wait, whoa. Baby pulled on the front line, struggling, getting pushed over by Virgil van Dijk. And again, that might just be a little bit of that caster's curse. Because, yes, I mean, you mentioned this game has been relatively even. But really, at any opportunity just like that, this could be switched on a dime. And, well, I mean, again, I just want to see something fruitful from Fairfield, but not like this. Sadio Mane up front against Messi, and Messi actually had a huge defensive opportunity. Actually gets it! Goes all the way back for the defensive stop, and, things get... Again, a little bit tricky over towards the midfield. Yet another development. Robert Firmino has the ball way too late on the pass. Jordan Henderson, same thing over towards midfield. Can't help out. It's all a little bit rough for Fairfield as we have about 30 minutes left.
Look at the line from Liverpool, though. As soon as they get the ball back, Barcelona, Liverpool have such a high line, and they're just able to punish it with this pace. Played into the middle, cleared away this time. They really need to play around with these custom settings, drop the depth or something, because at the moment it's really not looking very good for Fairfield. But here we go. Salah looking to work his way into the box. Plays it to Wijnaldum. Can he get the shot off? No, he can't. It's a penalty. Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, no, it's all gone wrong. And I've got a friend request. All right, cool. It's all... Hey, good for me. But it's all gone wrong. We actually have a huge opportunity for Fairfield as... Again, that's just the nature of FIFA, huh? Once things start to get, again, rough towards the box, it's just all going to be it. Mohamed Salah slots it on in. The goalkeeper didn't even try to go for it. Just top right, bins. And Fairfield, they've tied things up at 1-1.
They needed to get something, and it ended up being a bit of a bundle in the penalty area. You know, there was 3, 4, 5 players around the ball, and one of them put a foot in, tripped over one of the Liverpool players, and they got the penalty. So Fairfield going to equalise this one up. Mohamed Salah obviously slotting it at the top left. as he likes to do with that left foot. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see which way this game will go now. It really is on a knife's edge. Both teams have been attacking, but Barcelona have looked a lot more dangerous. Xavier have looked a lot more dangerous on the counter-attack because of that high line, and they're just being punished over and over again with it. So I'm not too sure what they're going to do. Maybe change tactics up. Who knows?
Yeah, he's a man you can depend on in these situations because he does keep it clear.
I know, just yeah, but of course we will. We see now a lot more even of a game. It's a ball game of sorts, as we call it here in the good old States, Mr. George. And we're gonna. It's all gonna go underway from now, as we actually did have a little bit of a player change. Dembele coming on for Artur. Same thing with Umtiti for Lenglet. So yeah, no, just fresh legs, just trying to get that stamina up. But for now, it's all going to come down to really what would be the micro interactions. What are their chances? But what is this line for Liverpool? You mentioned earlier that entire defensive side is right towards midfield. Huge opportunity for Xavier, but it might have just been a little bit of a cheeky offside trap.
Yeah, but it's so dangerous to be doing those, especially when there's so much pace in the game at the moment. Obviously, Messi, Griezmann, all of these players have such tremendous amounts of pace. If they go for it here again, I'm going to be quite scared. But Dembele running forward, he has a ridiculous amount of pace, and he's just going to run. Virgil van Dijk will be a brick wall at the back for Liverpool once again, though. Take the ball away. And now Mane looks to play Liverpool in behind. Wijnaldum playing so far up front here. He's usually a centre mid, but he's playing like a striker. Going to go for the little ding goal and tipped behind by Ander to Stegen. Lovely stuff from the German goalkeeper. Whipped in though. Mane is there, cleared away once again. I will give you a chance to speak in a moment, my friend. But here's Jorginho, Wijnaldum with a shot. Henderson with a shot. And it will go behind for a Liverpool corner once again.
Yeah, not much to speak of at this point. It's just Fairfield finally assaulting the box a lot more than they did in the first half. We mentioned that they were strong, but now we actually getting shots on target, but still getting blocked out by what is a sea of yellow in the middle of the box. Xavier, good stuff for now, but they had a chance developing, but Messi just has to get out of what was that four-man box right around him. And once again, Fairfield, counterattack, Roberto Firmino, down to Henderson, it's JPM, and he gets stopped up by Gerald Piqué, and for now, what? No, it actually gets stopped! Jordan Henderson with the ball, huge cross, but it's going to go to the point of the box. As we go into the last 10 minutes of the game, we're still tied up, but we have yet another opportunity for Xavier, as Fairfield, they're bunched up in the midfield. Oh, this is rough here, George. Huge shot.
Suarez! Oh, it's the goal to seal the deal. I have got to say, 80th minute, that has got to be the winner through Luis Suarez. Fantastic stuff. A counter-attack once more. And Xavier will take the lead and potentially take the game with just minutes left on the clock. Look at this for a strike. Boom, right foot, bottom left-hand corner. And he just does not miss those from that range. He just does not miss those.
That's as clean as you would want to get, especially at that range. So, I mean, George, here we go again. It's going to be Fairfield with 10 minutes left. You mentioned that I might be a little bit of a nail, but who knows at this point. Still is a very strong Xavier defense, but Fairfield somehow with only a singular player just taking back the ball off to those 50-50s. But we still take it forward once again. Roberto Firmino down to Mo Salah, trying to make his way through that last line of defense, but just simply can't make his way through.
Just can't wriggle through there. Mohamed Salah almost said Luis Suarez, but here he is again, the Egyptian man. Can he find the pass? It's Sadio Mane saved just off the line, and oh wow, this is absolutely last-ditch defending from Xavier to defend this 2-1 lead. The seventh corner, can they whip it into a decent area? No. It's going to be Fabinho with a shot blocked. Mohamed Salah with the shot blocked again, cleared away. And oh my lord, this is really, really scary stuff in the last few moments of this game. Liverpool with one more chance. Fairfield with one more chance. It's Roberto Firmino going to go for that little dink. But it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Surely Xavier just going to hold the ball now and say, look, the clock's ticking down. We don't need to rush. And it looks like they're going to do just that as they boot the ball up the other end of the field. Maybe one last chance for Fairfield here, as they've got 2 minutes of added time. This is literally the last chance of the game. They've given it away. I think that might be it.
Hard clear, yeah. Just playing it around the midfield, and at this point, you could really have Xavier just hard control, but they actually go for a long cross. In comes Mohamed Salah in the box in the 1v1, but he actually gets stopped by Ter Stegen, and that's the game. Xavier University is going to open up this FIFA EGF season with a W, but not without the dramatics.
Wow, what a game. What a fantastic game, and what a ending from Xavier. Obviously, Fairfield looking to press to gain that lead, well, to get a draw, anything, something from that game. As you can see, I have a little bit of a bar next to my face, it would seem. Hello, sir.
Put up the volume.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, obviously Xavier picking up the win. Fairfield played really well, but they just didn't change the tactics fast enough. I feel like, you know, they were playing a high line. They were way too pulled apart, and there was just balls in behind after balls in behind, and Xavier made them pay, and they took the lead. They took the win.
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean, there are things that we're going to be seeing from these teams slowly develop throughout the season because, again, just the 2v2 format for these colleges in general are very rare. I mean, you don't really see FIFA tournaments for universities in the United States all too much, and this is finally their opportunity to try to develop that sports game side to their esports clubs because, I mean, we're seeing, you know, what is here in EGF alone. Colleges are starting to emerge in esports, but one thing that has been left over to the side is sports games, and, well, we're seeing things happen in a flash here with FIFA. So we actually have weeks upon weeks upon weeks of FIFA action. This is only the start for a lot of these teams. So for Fairfield, back to the drawing board. It seems as if they have very much a momentum-based team. You know, they have a lot to work on, but I'm very, I guess you could say, hopeful for them going forward. But George, any last words as we head into our second game soon?
You know, I feel like Fairfield, they have a lot of positives going into that game, Gus. You know, they had a lot of positives. They're attacking well. Lots of through balls were played. I feel like a few players were played out of position. Wijnaldum, one of the main ones, he was way too far forward very often in the game. It should have been Salah or Mane that far up. But Xavier, you know, they played very well. They played very cleanly. I feel like if they're against a more well-rounded defensive side, they will struggle a bit more. But other than that, it was a fantastic game.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we are going to be moving on into the second game of the night, which, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be St. John's and Marquette University. You guys don't want to miss it. I also, just saying this out front, someone in Twitch chat called me a DC United fan just for wearing the jersey. I just like wearing jerseys. I'm a Revolution fan, man. The 5 stripes, like you mentioned, never die. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be moving on into our next game. My name is Upmind, joined here by George Overton, and we'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to the EGF channel. I appreciate you guys very much for waiting up for what was, I think, like 20 minutes, something of the sort. But after a very long delay, we are good, we are fine, we are chilling, and we do have our next game prepared. It is going to be Niagara University facing off against St. Peter's. And due to technical issues, we are actually going to be running a 1v1 for this one.
Yeah, we're going to be switching over to the 1v1 format, and we're actually going to get straight into game. Obviously, as you can see, we are well prepared after this 20-minute break, and we did briefly see our good friend Gus has changed his shirt once again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm changing over to the Revs jersey. Someone doubted me. I'm just like, you know what? I like the MLS jerseys. They're very comfortable. They're very nice. But you know what? We move on. It's already an attack, and it's already a goal! Huge breakthrough for Niagara as Bobby Firmino slots it into the bottom left.
There you go, Bobby Firmino straight away as soon as we get into game. Come down this right-hand side. Fantastic ball from Mohamed Salah, and he slots it past the keeper. I don't really know what the keeper was doing. I'm pretty sure it's De Gea in goal, so a very competent goalkeeper. But there you have it. That is the 1-0 lead for Niagara, and well, this is going to be a very, very awkward start now because, you know, a 1-0 lead this early on is quite hard to bounce back from. We'll see if they can get a second as Niagara are going to come down this left-hand side of the field with Mane, but into the middle. What has gone on? What's the goalkeeper doing? It's gone out for a corner kick at the end. Oh, dear Lord. That's very awkward.
Yeah, that was an awkward one. I think the defender actually kicked the ball away from the goalie's hands, and thankfully, in the end, that one ends up going out, but that one could have been disastrous, George.
Yeah, that could have been really bad for St. Peter. Obviously, the goalkeeper didn't have two hands on the ball, so the referee didn't say anything about it, but we shall see how St. Peter do react to going 1-0 down. Obviously, they've got the Man United team, so they've got some very decent attacking players. They've got the likes of Rashford, Martial going forward, so they got Paul Pogba in the midfield, flaring it up with some skill moves. Oh, they got Bruno Fernandes as well. So there you go. They've definitely got some good midfielders, but Liverpool had Fabinho, who's now striding forward. Fantastic ball for Divock Origi of all players. What a shot! It's Divock Origi with a fantastic finish. The goalkeeper had no chance. Absolutely sublime finish from the Belgian man.
Almost a duplicate of what was the first goal for Niagara, and well, if it works, it works. That's going to be a second goal 12 minutes into the game for Niagara. I do have to mention the representatives for the two teams. For St. Peter's, it is going to be Kapati, and for Niagara, it is going to be Handles. So, again, this is a 1v1. We will be running 2v2s, of course, later on into our season. But, oh my! It's just been rolled in! Right into the box, and again, no action just yet in terms of an actual goal for this squad.
Beautiful.
But, the beautiful bend. But one thing that I have to mention, man's running training mode or trainer mode.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that one was specifically told not to run in the rule set.
Yeah, you can run the green time finish and you can get it perfect every time. It's not as OP as it was in 19, but it's still very a very unfair advantage. But, you know, 2-0 down, I'm pretty sure it's not really going to matter too much, but we shall see going forward. But, yeah, like you said, cup of tea, lads. Do you know what cup of tea, lad means?
For me, I just read it as
it's English slang.
Well, I read it as a sentence, but you could probably explain it a whole lot more.
It's a cup of tea, like tea. You know, you have tea or a coffee.
Of course.
So we say cup of tea, lad. Like, can I have a cup of tea, please?
All right. That's more or less what I expected. But you know what, we're learning. You know, little by little, because I explained to you, it's weird some of the dynamics with a lot of the university names. Sometimes you see a name and it's just like, oh, is that the city? Is that the town that the university is based out of? No, it's like Marquette University. You wouldn't think that it's out of Wisconsin, but it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving on. It's already a banger close up. What a tight angle.
Yeah, that was really tight. Great save in the end from David De Gea, and it's whipped into the area once again. Just about cleared away, but will only go as far as the Liverpool player. And it looks like they'll just be about to clamour on and clear it up. And yeah, you know, this is a very interesting start for St. Peter's because they're really not been doing too much. Obviously, they had the chance when the ball was whipped into the area, but fantastic save by Alisson. Lovely skills from Bobby Firmino as always. I think he's 4-star skiller on this game. You can run some absolutely disgusting skill moves. on Bobby Firmino. If you're good enough, players like Tex, they're world renowned for having these fantastic skill moves. So, you know, ball rolls are a very integral part of FIFA 20 as well. You know, running the ball roll. La Croqueta was in FIFA 19, the most overpowered thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, ball rolls, drag backs, things like that. They're all very, very useful tools in your arsenal to, you know, to beat an opponent. So we'll see what St. Peter's skills are later on in this half. As hopefully they'll get a few more chances, but you know, we'll see.
And again, as we do move forward, you do have a little bit of an attack from St. Peter's a little bit earlier on, and putting on exactly that same ideology, taking advantage of what is a very, I guess you could say, skill-dependent, you know, slower run. Especially if you have that slow pace, you could definitely be able to knock off a couple of defenders just based off that 1v1. And again, we are, you know, what would be the, you know, more methodical placed side for St. Peter's, because again, they haven't exactly had the fast-paced, outgoing attack that Niagara has had, and that has honestly been more than successful for them thus far in this game. But St. Peter's, they're playing the long game. There's still a whole lot of FIFA to be played, and a huge opportunity already. James in the box has an opportunity to make his way through, but he gets overwhelmed pretty quickly. Again, it's that slow pace that ends up biting them in the bud a little bit later on.
Yeah, exactly. It's always that last pass, that last shot for St. Peter's so far, as they really they really need to get a goal before the half-time whistle to have a chance. But there might be a chance here. It's Martial, fake shot, goes inside, looks for it again, but just runs into a defender once again. Maybe just caught in two minds whether to pass it, whether to shoot, whether to go from long range, whether to run it in the box. It's a difficult one to make these decisions. So. And I'm not too sure, but a lot of lag on my end. I'm not too sure whether it's this NA internet that you guys have going on. It might be my EU internet. I'm not too sure. Here we go. Divock Origi with a chance. Can he finish it? No, saved by De Gea and cleared well away. So Liverpool might have a chance to whip it into the area again. Cleared away for a Liverpool corner. Great chance, though, for Niagara to go 3-0 ahead.
Yeah, no, yet another breakaway, yet another 1v1 against the goalkeeper. But here we go once again. Last chance of the half, and it's going to be cleared away. So Niagara, what a start for them. 2-0 right off the bat. I mean, in the first 15 minutes, we saw the 2 goals go in. And if I'm being completely honest, George, this has been, you know, mostly a Niagara game other than those goals. It's just been good control, really just good pacing to an extent, because St. Peter's, yes, they could start to make their approach, but that defense for Liverpool has always been locked down.
Yeah, I think in the previous game we saw Liverpool the Liverpool defence not utilised as well as it potentially could have been by I think who was it? It was Fairfield with the Liverpool defence. They weren't really utilising it to its maximum potential, but so far in this game, St. Peter's have been doing a fantastic job with the defending. They haven't really been holding too high a line. They've been very tight together, utilising it. But just as I talk about the defence being so good, a shot for United, and it will be cleared away from the save from Alisson. So, you know, the caster curse coming in handy once again.
It's a side bit of it. We've seen yourself, you know, kind of set up a defensive side already once on this broadcast, but we haven't seen a goal from it. So consider yourself lucky for now. The commentator's curse isn't in full run, but potentially the commentator's blessing. We mentioned that Niagara has themselves pretty much full control of this game thus far, and once again they're going for yet another attack after a stinger outside the box.
Yeah, it was Wijnaldum again, I think, with that shot from outside the area. I will say what surprises me is that Divock Origi is starting instead of Sadio Mane. No, Sadio Mane is on the field, so maybe running a 4-2-4 formation. Not too sure, but a cup of tea lad for St. Peter now looking to work his way into the field, doing a few little tricks and a few tricks, you know, like just pulling a few out the bag. Not really working so far, but here comes Pogba working his way into the box, and Yeah, not really great so far from St. Peter. I don't really know what to say, but just a bit too casual on the ball, I think, so far is the word I'd use. Whipped into the area, though. Pogba on overhead and too early with the green time finish, even though he has the bar there for him to use. Still too early. Maybe just a bit of, yeah, it's got to be that NA connection lag, you know,
right.
Maybe.
Yeah. My connection is fine. I have to establish that much. Yeah, I'm both producing this thing and commentating it at the same time. So once again, I do apologize for any production errors that may occur, but I think I'm doing a fine job.
You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Appreciate you. I appreciate you, my guy. Like, you're doing a good job. You're doing your thing. You're doing the thing. And it's looking good at the same time. So ball whipped in for United, but it's going to be cleared away. It's going to be Martial on the return. Looks to the shot, goes to the fake shot. Van Dijk will do a little bit of a standing tackle, get it away from the danger zone. Played out wide for Origi. Might have the strength though to get past Lindelof, and he just does just that. Cheeky little over-the-top ball for Mane to run onto, but he has caught the attention of the assistant, and he will be flagged for offside.
Yes, sir, and we have yet another opportunity. Okay, it's already been squandered. Counter-attack coming in. Like you mentioned, Divock Origi, he's been a little bit of an all-star for this team, although, again, replacing Sadio Mane on that front side. But yet another offside opportunity. We do have a little bit of time left in this game, but no real adjustments just yet from St. Peter's.
So Sadio Mane is actually playing.
Yes.
And I think he's playing.
It's a
really
positional change.
It is definitely a strange formation. I don't know whether it might be a 4-2-3-1 maybe. Origi up top and then three in the midfield. But here we go. Sadio Mane running down this left-hand side of the field. Can he produce something wonderful? Cleared away by Lindelof and only as far as Fabinho. Origi once again goes to the shot, blocked and almost right into the path of one of the Liverpool attackers. And still 2-0 though to Niagara as we go into the last 20 minutes of this one. And honestly, I don't really see a way back into this game for St. Peter's, but there is plenty of time. There is plenty of time to get one back, and when you get that one back, you know it's game on. The momentum will change, everything like that, and potentially in with a chance of winning this one as they look to come forward once again. It's a good run through by Bruno Fernandes. Ball played too late. He stopped his run. That's the problem. He was scared that he was going to go offside, so he staggered his run, and it completely took all the momentum out. If he'd have continued his run, it would have no doubtably gone the wrong goal, but. Yeah, just a little bit unfortunate so far from St. Peter's.
And actually, just a quick quirk from what has been, you know, a couple of seasons already of EGF under my belt. Niagara has usually been, you know, a esports club that hasn't exactly stayed up, you know, near the top of the table. You know, most of their players have stayed near either middle or lower, but we've seen some amazing playoff performances. But I think the player that they've approached here, at least for this team, Handles, he is thus far pretty much an all-star for this team, and he again doing great work. Yet another beautiful play down the wing, stutters up on the ball, and far post. Yeah, Mohamed Salah ready and raring to go, and that's a third goal for Liverpool. That's a third goal for Niagara University. And George, like I mentioned, it does seem like Niagara have a good basis for them going into this season.
Yeah, definitely. You don't see many headers scored in FIFA 20, but that was a lovely one. Weighted, lofted part over the top. Over the top? Cross. Come on, man. Weighted cross onto the back post. Mohamed Salah obviously doesn't jump too often, but when he does, he's managed to pick himself up a goal and get the 3-0. Obviously, got a couple already, but here comes Paul Pogba, and that will be not a goal. Not a goal, that one. It went wide, not good enough from Paul Pogba. I'm not too sure what's going on, to be honest. He definitely should have scored that, but let's talk about the positives. Niagara, 3-0 up. St. Peter got one of their first decent chances of the game, almost got themselves a goal. And yeah, it's just not really been there for St. Peter. They've been really not that great, but a chance for Bruno Fernandes, saved by Alisson. They just haven't had enough chances, honestly. In the scenarios where they have had chances, the decision making just hasn't been there, so not too sure what to say. Greenwood with a chance, and see right there, the decision making wasn't there. He had to make a snap decision whether to make a pass, whether to turn back, or you know, whether to give the ball away. But It's been fantastic from Niagara. I don't know what to say other than he has been really good, the player. He's done absolutely fantastically. And yeah, I'll be interested to see more from him in the future. Him or her, I'm not too sure on the pronoun for that one, so apologies, handles, if I did get it wrong. But yeah, so far been absolutely fantastic. Might be one final chance for United before we go in the full-time whistle. And as the whole game, Niagara have been absolutely rock solid at the back and should keep their clean sheet. And one final corner before we call the full-time whistle, whipped into the area by Bruno Fernandes and potentially cleared away. McTominay, though, might be able to get a shot off. Lovely fake shot, but Virgil van Dijk there once again, and that should be the full-time whistle.
Yes, it is. Niagara University opening up this season with a W, and it's a clean one, 3-0. No, it's a clean sheet, and not only that, but the defense was on point today. St. Peter's, it almost seemed as if they had the right idea. You know, they at least this cup of tea player, he does have, you know, what would be some handles. I mean, the term handles here, George, is essentially just good skill, just overarching skill. And again, it does seem as if Niagara is actually the one with the real handles, as the namesake actually implies. Ladies and gentlemen, that might just be it for our broadcast. Of course, we do have 4 games actually scheduled for today, but seems like a couple of the teams, or at least 2, didn't actually show up. I know our first game between, I know William and Mary, that college was going to be playing, but that game ended up getting canceled. Same thing with game number 3, which was going to be Marquette and St. John's. We might see those games be rescheduled either to next week or resulting in a forfeit win. If you guys do want to catch up with anything from the table or anything going on in the EGF world, because this is the first week of the new season for EGF, and there's going to be a plethora of esports being played every single day, every single week. We have Super Smash Brothers. We have League of Legends. We have FIFA. And again, many others. So you guys can check back here on the official EGF channel for more esports action. But if you guys do want to catch up with more, you guys can go over to their Twitter at official EGF. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be, I think, ending up the stream. Shoutouts to all the team that played up today. Shoutouts to all the teams that do plan on playing over in the future. And of course, shoutouts to you, George. George, thank you so much. You actually came in last second here for the broadcast, and I want to give you a little bit of your spotlight. Any first impressions on the scene, and really any last words, any plugs?
Obviously, you know, like you said, it's the first week. Teams, obviously, you said about teams not turning up. It's the first week of FIFA 20 here. Obviously, FIFA 21 coming out literally in about 10 minutes or something like that, at midnight, in 30 minutes. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's the first week, but hopefully, you know, we can have a few more games in the future, and hopefully I'll be returning to EGF in the future as well. But yeah, that's all I've got to really say. Really, you can follow me. I'm not at Cool J or whatever it was on the first one. You can follow me at GeorgeOverton_ on Twitter, and that's all I got for you. But you know, thanks for having me. It's been a great 2 games, and hopefully we will see you again in the future.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, of course, thank you very much to George. And a little bit of a side note, yes, FIFA 21 is actually being released in the next couple of days, and do not be surprised if later on in our season, because this is a very long season, we have a winter split and a spring split. Do not be surprised if we actually do see FIFA 21 emerging throughout the next couple of months. So there's a lot to look forward to, and I wanted to thank EGF once again for not only hosting this entire league, but also having myself back. If you guys did enjoy my commentary, you can follow me on Twitter at @upmind_, and otherwise, thank you guys very much for watching. We will see you guys next week. We will see you guys tomorrow for Super Smash Brothers action, and otherwise, we are out of here. Have a good one.